Vietnam is a country whose history has been etched in blood and fire. For centuries, it has endured invasions, colonial rule, and wars. The Vietnam War, the most infamous of conflicts, left scars that have never fully healed. Millions lost their lives, villages were reduced to ash, and countless souls were never properly laid to rest. According to Vietnamese beliefs, those who die violently or without the rites that honor them become restless spirits, unable to find peace. This tragic history has given rise to deep-rooted superstitions, shaping the way the Vietnamese people honor their dead and interact with the spirit world. Yet, despite its haunted past, Vietnam today is a land of stunning beauty and rapid modernization. From the bustling streets of Hanoi to the scenic beaches of Da Nang, this country is a place where ancient traditions collide with the rush of progress. It's a land rich in culture, home to over 50 distinct ethnic groups, each with its own customs, languages, and beliefs. However, beneath the gleaming towers and vibrant streets, something else lies hidden, something unseen, yet ever-present. In Vietnam, the supernatural is not merely folklore, it is an integral part of daily life. The dead walk among the living, and the line between the two worlds is thinner than you might think. Superstitions and spiritual beliefs shape the lives of the Vietnamese people. Mirrors are often placed at doorways to ward off spirits, for it is believed that ghosts fear their own reflection. Breaking dishes is seen as a bad omen, as it could invite misfortune into a home. Tonight, we journey into the shadows of Vietnam's past. We leave behind the bright lights of its cities and step into the mist, where legends whisper and spirits roam. Oh, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel if you are interested in more of these kind of documentaries. Welcome to the Glimp. Before we dive into the various ghosts of Vietnam, it is important to recognize that the belief in spirits and the supernatural is not unique to this country. Many nations in Asia share similar ghostly legends. For example, in Vietnam, the spirit of a woman who died tragically and returns to haunt the living is called Ma Nu, which closely resembles Japan's Onryo, a vengeful ghost of a person who suffered a violent death. Another one is Ma Doi, Vietnam's version of the wandering hungry ghost, which is almost identical to China's Igui, the Japanese Gaki, and the spirits venerated during the Hungry Ghost Festival. However, Vietnam has its own unique spectral lore, spirits shaped by its history, culture, and beliefs. And one of the most infamous haunted locations in Vietnam is the Prren Pass in Dalat. Dalat, a city nestled in the cool highlands, is known for its misty hills, French colonial villas, and serene lakes. It is a place that has long been associated with ghost stories, none of which are as chilling as that of the abandoned mansion at the Prren Pass. This eerie house stands along the winding road, abandoned for decades, and locals have long whispered about its curse. Some say it was once a French colonial estate, abandoned after the war, while others claim it was the site of a brutal crime. Visitors report hearing faint whispers, seeing shadowy figures moving behind shattered windows, and even feeling an unseen force pushing them away. Taxi drivers refuse to go near it after dark, their nerves too frazzled by the unsettling atmosphere. No matter the origin of the legends, one thing is clear: no one lingers long at the haunted house of Prren Pass. Ong Ba Bai, the boogeyman of Vietnam. Every culture has its own version of the boogeyman, and Vietnam is no exception. Parents warn their children about Ong Ba Bai, a terrifying old man who carries a sack and kidnaps misbehaving children. His name means, 3 bags old man, referring to the 3 bags he carries, each said to contain a stolen child. Whether real or just a cautionary tale, one thing is certain: when night falls and the streets grow quiet, Vietnamese children know to stay close to home, or risk disappearing forever. Ma Rung, the spirits of the forests. Deep within Vietnam's dense forests, a terrifying presence lurks, the Ma Rung, spirits of those who perished in the wilderness, often through violent or mysterious deaths. These spirits are said to guard the forests, their power and malevolence growing stronger in the isolated corners where sunlight barely reaches. The Ma Rung are notorious for their ability to shape-shift, appearing as beautiful women to lure unsuspecting travelers deeper into the woods. Their sweet, melodic voices trick wanderers into following them, only to get lost in a never-ending maze of trees. Once lost, the spirits use their enchantments to mislead their victims further, causing them to lose their way entirely. Those unfortunate enough to encounter the Ma Rung are often driven mad, hearing whispers or seeing shadows in the trees. Some claim to hear their own names being called, or even feel a cold breath on their necks. Travelers who disappear are said to be taken by these spirits, their fate sealed in the forest's depths. To protect themselves, locals offer small gifts or prayers at the forest's edge, hoping to appease the Ma Rung. These spirits are a haunting reminder of the power and mystery of Vietnam's natural world, where the boundary between the living and the dead is thinner than we realize. The ghosts of Hanoi's Old Quarter. Hanoi, Vietnam's capital, is an ancient city of winding alleyways and crumbling colonial-era buildings. The Old Quarter is especially rich with stories of spirits. Among its many legends, there is one that haunts the narrow, cobbled streets, the tale of the ghostly merchant who still walks the paths of the city, calling out to passers-by with promises of wealth, only to disappear when they approach. This spirit is said to be the restless soul of a merchant who lost his life in a tragic accident in the 1800s. Locals claim that the presence of this spirit is most felt at dusk, when the lanterns glow and the streets are less crowded. Anyone who has ventured too close to the merchant's alleged haunt has reported a feeling of being watched, as though a presence is following them, waiting for the right moment to strike. The Ghosts of Saigon. Ho Chi Minh City, known by its former name, Saigon, is a modern metropolis brimming with life. Yet, beneath the towering office buildings and bustling markets, the city carries with it the weight of the past. One of the more curious spirits said to haunt Saigon is that of the Floating Lady, a pale woman who drifts through the busy streets of District 1 at night, always seen near the older French colonial buildings. Some claim she is the ghost of a French woman who committed suicide after losing her lover during the war. Others say she is a spirit from the time of the Khmer Empire, appearing to those who have a deep connection to the land's ancient history. The Haunted Island, Con Dao. Perhaps one of the most haunted places in Vietnam is Con Dao Island, a place that holds a tragic history. Once home to a brutal French colonial prison, thousands of prisoners suffered and died here, their spirits lingering in the shadows of the island's dense jungles and decaying prison cells. Today, Con Dao is a popular tourist destination, but many visitors report hearing the chains of the fallen prisoners rattling in the night. Some have even claimed to see ghostly apparitions roaming the prison grounds or floating in the nearby waters, their mournful cries carried by the wind. As we conclude our journey through Vietnam's haunted past, it's clear that the spirits here are not confined to legend. They walk among the living, shaping everyday life with their presence. In Vietnam, the boundaries between the living and the dead are blurred, and the supernatural plays an integral role in daily routines and customs. One of the most chilling aspects of Vietnamese superstition is the belief in the hour of the ghost. Between midnight and 3 a.m., it's believed that spirits are most active, roaming the earth and seeking retribution. This is why many people avoid traveling at night, and why elderly relatives caution children to stay indoors. Trimming nails or sweeping at night is considered bad luck, as these actions are thought to attract evil spirits. The fear of the dead doesn't end at night. In Vietnam, pregnant women are discouraged from attending funerals, as it's believed that the sorrow of the ceremony could affect their unborn child or even invite spirits to enter their body. When a loved one dies, families often perform a spirit-cleansing ritual to prevent the deceased soul from lingering and causing illness or misfortune to the living. The color black is strongly associated with death and misfortune, and it's avoided during celebrations like weddings, while red is considered a lucky, prosperous color. The number 4 is similarly avoided, as it sounds like the word for death, and many buildings skip the 4th floor entirely. Another deeply ingrained superstition involves the belief that the dead continue to influence the living, particularly during Tet, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year. If the ritual honoring ancestors isn't performed correctly, it is thought to invite misfortune throughout the year. Offerings of food and incense are common to appease spirits, ensuring their favor and protection. These beliefs reflect a deeper truth about Vietnam, a land where the past never fully fades, and the spirits of the departed are always present, waiting, watching, and guiding the living. In Vietnam, the dead are never truly gone. I want to thank you all for supporting this channel, it is really amazing. And I am trying to do these documentaries more regularly. For this reason I am very curious to know what country's ghosts you would like to see next. Please let me know in the comments, and again, please make sure to subscribe for more. See you soon.